In case you've adjusted the trimmers on the V-scale in the past, or you've acquired it second hand and want to check that they're in their default central position, two convenient ways you can do this is by using two VCOs in conjunction with output 1, which is fixed, and then the outputs that you wish to test, and then adjusting the trimmer on that output by ear until they track correctly. Or you can connect the output that needs checking to a VCO and then connect the VCO to a tuner, either in URAC format or an external instrument tuner like the one I've got here. But bear in mind, Eurorack audio levels are very high, so you don't want to connect the output of a VCO directly to a tuner. You need some kind of attenuation to bring it down to the sort of level that an instrument tuner would expect. Otherwise you risk damaging the tuner. At the moment I've got this first VCO connected to the tuner and it's tuned to C3. The needle might wander a little bit because of interference or if I touch one of the cables. But you can also hear the second VCO just manually tuned to the same pitch. You can hear there's a little bit of movement as the two VCOs just that tiny fraction out of tune and just sort of rub against each other. Got the CV output from this keyboard going into the V-scale and coming out of the fixed output and going into the CV in of the glide and noise, and the only reason I'm doing that is because it sends the CV down the CV bus through the bus board to both of these VCOs simultaneously. So if I go up and down notes or octaves on the keyboard, they should track equally well. And down again. So that shows me that through the tuner that this VCO is in tune, and I can hear this one is also sufficiently in tune with the first VCO. So this output is fixed, and so it should send an accurate 1 volt per octave signal across the octaves. But these 4 outputs are adjustable. So to check, see if they've been adjusted or if they need adjusting again, then I'll connect the V-scale to the 2 VCOs independently. So the fixed output to the first VCO, and then this second adjustable output to the second VCO. So I'm going to use this tiny flathead screwdriver, which will probably be quite familiar to a lot of people, but you can get purpose-made tools for changing these trimmers. I'll try some octaves. I can get that even finer. So now I'll try the third output. Nope, just go anti-clockwise. So I'm reducing the CV coming out of this output. So I was doing that by ear, but I can also do it by a tuner. So I'll plug a second VCO into the guitar tuner. It's giving the same reading as the first one. Obviously it sounded the same. If I go to the fourth output, and you can see that it is way flat, so I know that needs to be adjusted upwards. And you can see by the needle it's just gradually coming back into tune. And I'll test this fifth output. Oh, crumbs. There are a lot of turns to adjust it, but the reason for that is just so that you've got a very fine degree of control over the adjustment